Today's podcast is with Cristina Alcivar. Cristina is the founder of Vane Airport Magazine, a digital resource for airport travelers. Vane Airport Magazine is a complete resource guide providing information on air travel and varied information available at airports around the world. Cristina started Vane as a way to help airport travelers find and locate the hidden gems for us business travelers. You can check out our website at www.magazine.vaneairport.com or on Instagram at Vane Airport Mag. Here's my podcast with Cristina Alcivar. On my Travel Wins podcast today, I have Cristina Alcivar. How are you doing today, Cristina?
Awesome. Thank you for having me today. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Did I say your last name correctly?
Yes, you did.
Just checking. Cristina is the founder of the Vane Airport Magazine. It's a digital resource, basically, right? For travelers?
For travelers, specifically focused on healthy finds at airports around the world.
Okay. And that's, I already follow you, so reaching out to you and having you be on my podcast is a great thing for me. You really do provide so many different just guides, tips, hacks for business travelers and more of a health-conscious effort, I guess. How did you get that started?
Well, I'm a traveler myself, and I think that for many of us, we don't really have a lot of time to explore what's inside of an airport. We could be rushed, or the size of airports are very big, and we just don't frequent them long enough to know what's inside of them. And many times I want to find something healthy, and I just didn't know where to find it. I'm also a busy mom who wants to indulge in a manicure, and I know a lot of airports have these manicure places, and I just couldn't find them. And I just decided to start writing and listing where places like this were for myself initially, and then I started sharing it with some friends, and that's how it started.
And it's just growing and growing now. I mean,
yeah,
it's pretty exciting to see the growth of what you're doing.
Yeah, I think we all would like to have information. Finding information inside of airports is kind of difficult. Like, where do we look to find information of airports when we want them at our fingertips? Websites, airport websites could be not, easy to navigate or hard to find. So I've created this database of information based on my own needs as a traveler and people sharing and people requesting information on their own travels.
Yeah, exactly. And the one thing I really liked about it was you provide the things, like everyone can find the bathroom. Everyone kind of knows where the restaurants are within the terminal. But it's like you said, obviously I don't look for the mani-pedi places, but, the water outlets, the meditation centers, the gyms, and showers you were talking to me about. There are so many other amenities that probably 95%, if not more, don't even realize that they're there.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite amenities is definitely meditation rooms that exist inside of airports that a lot of us don't know about and have existed there for a very, very long time. And they were originally built because a lot of traveling, and it's not always happy vacations, but a lot of people are traveling mourning, funerals, and a lot of airports historically have built these for that sort of looking for some quiet place of reflection. So there are many. We publish every Monday airport meditation rooms around the world, and they continue to build out some very beautiful rooms that are non-denominational that you can go in and get some quiet and self-reflection time on a busy travel day.
No, I tell you, the other thing, and it's a real thing because I live with it. My wife hates flying.
Yeah.
And she does it, but she's white knuckling, at least through the takeoff. So, the meditation center might be a good thing for her to just kind of chill, relax, get her own thoughts, be quiet, not be thinking about the potential of what could happen, I guess.
Yes, and also airlines are doing a lot of initiatives. We also, besides airports, talk a lot about in-flight wellness. There are airlines, like airports themselves, are catering to the health-conscious traveler, providing better meals for even cabin not first class passengers, lots of videos, lots of audios, like Headspace is on many airlines. Calm is a very popular app that you can find on an American Airlines trips if you're on, and access that while you're in flight. So these are little things that airlines have done in the last couple of years, and increasingly so, to help have a better and happier experience when you're in flight.
Well, that's awesome. And I just wrote that down because I'm going to look it up. You said it's for American Airlines?
Yeah, for American Airlines, this October they launched with Calm. Calm is a very popular meditation app, and its competitor Headspace has kind of the same in-flight programs. You have a variety of programs. If you're a nervous flyer, anxiety, they have like 12 different programs on Headspace on 11 different airlines, including United, Air Canada. I don't know the list off the top of my head, but we just published a post that will provide you a list of the airlines that Headspace, you can find Headspace on. I just recently discovered it on a flight. I didn't really look through. I usually look at the movies, but there's a whole section that you can access a variety of soothing audio and also video as well while you're in flight.
That's awesome. You know, the one thing I've really made in the last 2 years is making a conscious effort of trying to eat healthier, because I travel so much. You know, stopping at the McDonald's or Carl's Jr. or wherever is very convenient. But I end up paying for it later. You know.
Yeah, and airports have recently also, they're diversifying and increasing more healthy food options at airports. It is difficult to find. We see the major brands like fast food, McDonald's, pizza, hamburger, French fries, but there are places in the airport that exist and continue to build out that are naturally sourced, local brands that bring healthy food farm to table for you at airports. We also provide lists on that. We provide a weekly airport healthy eating post. Monthly, we showcase our favorite healthy food finds around the world in the United States. We also write guides for top 10 healthy airport food finds for various airports. We've written one for San Francisco and for various other airports around the world. So you can take a look at different guides that we've created for your next stopover at your next airport.
Okay. I'll ask you, how much traveling do you do? I'm not that much of a frequent traveler, but I would say 8 times a year. Okay. 8
times a year. But I find any time is a stressful time at the airport, because I just never know, like Forrest Gump, you never know what you're going to get. You can arrive early and there can be the biggest lineup ever that may lead you to miss your flight and run to your gate and maybe catch it on time. Other times it could be, it could be an empty lineup. So you just don't know what you're going to get. And I think that's it's very unpredictable, the airport. So we usually, I try to be as mindful as possible and prepare myself psychologically for what can happen.
Yeah, and it's interesting you say that, because I took off probably about a month and a half ago, and I'm like, I'm leaving. I think my flight was like at 6 or 6:30. It was one of the first flights of the day. I'm like, I'll get there, and it was packed. I mean, the road getting into LAX was packed. The lines were packed. I'm like, what is going on? And then this past Friday, I dropped my wife off the day after Thanksgiving. I'm thinking, hey, let's get there early. Holiday weekend. It's going to be crowded. It was a ghost town.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hold on. Thanksgiving weekend, ghost town. I mean, literally ghost town. Like, we literally drove up. I'm like, are they open today? Because, I mean, it was nuts. So
the TSA, the actual administration that runs this, is a third party, and they do have an app that you can find out how long their lineup is. It is a helpful tool. Yes.
Yeah, I've used it. And sometimes it's accurate. By the time I get to the airport,
yeah,
things have changed.
Yes. Yes, things have changed. It could change in seconds. By the way, I've used it myself also. I've arrived and it's like a massive lineup. I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's always good to bring a water bottle with you to the airport, because, hydration in the air, in flight, we lose a lot of oxygen because of the compression and the space. So hydration is important, and finding water refilling stations could be a challenge depending where you're at, because they don't have them. So every Sunday we have an airport water share, looking at airports that have, looking at how much water offering they actually have for us while we're traveling through their airports.
I've had several of my guests tell me that their number one thing when they travel, especially overseas even, on a 12-hour, 14, 16-hour flight, is staying hydrated.
Yeah, hydration is really important. And frankly, when you're in flight, the flight attendants, you don't want to keep bugging them for a little glass of water. So it's always good to fill up at the airport, if you're lucky enough to find a water refilling station, to fill your empty water bottle. And many airports also have those, you can dump the water, which is also great and just environmentally friendly and sustainable as well. And another thing is the cost of airport water. We know everything at airports is very expensive, but water, it could literally run you up $5 for not even a full liter. Yeah.
I was going to say, I wonder, and maybe it's just my old age cynicism rearing its ugly head, but it would be easy to have a water sharing bottle program, but then they would sell less water. So the vendors there wouldn't be making $5 for a liter if you could just go over there and get a good filtered water to fill up your reusable bottle.
Which is, why Vane, the publication exists, because we really are, people who need basic things: food, water, shelter. Feed us healthy, provide us water, and we'll be okay. And really, there's no consumer publication out there talking about airports, really. And we're really happy that a lot of people around the world have sent us notes, messages, sharing their healthy food finds with us and other things that make a better passenger experience, because obviously I can't travel all over the world, but I wish I could.
Well, yeah, I was going to say you could.
I haven't been at every single airport, but it's really through our community of travelers that have shared a lot of their experiences with us and their finds to create bigger, more information for all of us to share amongst each other when we travel.
Yeah. And one of the little resource guides that you have that I liked was that the 12 ways to get wellness at airports.
Yes.
And we've covered some of them, but the ones that kind of blew me away were like admire nature. Pet a dog. Which is ironic, because every time I go there, as long as it's a service dog and the owner says I can pet it, I always pet the dogs.
Yeah.
That I see, because it just reminds me of home.
Well, yeah, for travelers for people that love dogs, it is studies have shown that dogs do enhance mood and make people happy. If you're into dogs, like them, they're a mood enhancer. It's like seeing a baby or getting a hug from someone that you love. They're just happy creatures to connect with. And in the United States in 2017, there were over 48 airports in the U.S. That have airport therapy dogs. LAX deploys them daily at their terminals from 11 o'clock in the morning till 2, and it's one of the pioneer founding airport therapy dog programs in the United States. And they continue to build out. We are compiling our list for 2018. There are therapy dog programs in India. There's 4 in Italy. There's some now in Wales and in England as well. So if you're a dog lover, make sure to follow our airport therapy dog page. We post information on where you can pet a pet on your next travel day daily. And hopefully that can, make your travel day a happier one.
Exactly. The other one that kind of I just never thought about was the shower.
The
And
shower.
knowing, I never knew. I'm trying to think back. I don't think I've ever. Well, maybe. I can't remember O'Hare, but as far as taking a shower, if you've got a long layover, or you're doing, like I said, a 16-hour flight, taking a shower would feel refreshing.
Oh yeah, and you can remember also how about getting stuck inside of the airport for a day, or
Yeah.
these are things we can't predict, but there are many showers in airports at JFK Terminal 5 for JetBlue. Specifically, there is a shower you can rent for $20. Many places, lounges, even if you don't access, something to know is you can just access their showers. For many lounges, you don't have to pay a lounge fee, but can actually just pay a shower fee if you do a little bit of research before your trip. There are public showers that are pretty decent at many airports that people don't know about also, that we report on. We report on airport showers around the world because I feel they can, they can get you you can wash away the fatigue of a very long travel day also, and it could be relaxing, give you a little bit of privacy, and they don't have time limits. I've asked a lot in our research and on our reporting on our end. Is there a time factor? I'm just wondering because I personally take long showers, so I don't know. I'm like, if I come in here, I'm going to be here for a long 30 minutes. But apparently they don't have time frames. I suspect people go in and enjoy their time there. But something to explore and pre-plan is airport showers that are accessible for a day of without booking to experience.
And I know some of the airports have the spas where you can do a massage, you can do and some are full blown spas.
Yeah.
And some are just massage areas, but
yeah. So spas is another place where you can find showers that are hidden.
Yeah.
Express Spa specifically, which is the largest airport spa chain in the United States, based out of New York. They have almost 62 spas around the world. Many of their locations in the United States have showers that you can rent and access just for the shower component. So that is something very interesting to know. Also, Minute Suites, which are napping lounges, also have access to shower facilities. They're opening 4 new locations at Atlanta Airport in the next couple months. And so there's a lot of showers that you can access. The Airport Spa, Express Spa, Minute Suites, and then various lounges offer that as well.
Yeah. And your resource guide and the access to the magazine is just awesome. And I'm going to try and make sure all of my listeners get a sense that you're a great resource for flying. I mean, there's so many great things on it.
Thank you.
I appreciate it because I know I look things up and try and find out. I'm the same way. It's like I tend to trying to think like when I land. I've had a few extended layovers, but I haven't been stuck overnight in an airport. But I know many of my friends have, and knowing where a meditation center is or how to take a shower or to find all these things would be a great thing. So.
Oh, I love the shower. The shower is so cool. Napping pods are very big too. Napping suites. Also, a lot of airport hotels you can access for a day rate that are inside of airports. So that's something else that we provide information on. And all our content, it tells you where to find these airport meditation rooms, yoga rooms, healthy eating. We provide you, this is located on this gate, terminal, post security. So when you're looking up information, we'll also give you the location to find what you're looking for. But going back to napping rooms, resting is also, something important on travel days when we're stuck there. Sleeping on these chairs could be very uncomfortable. Yeah, and I've been there. We can camp out, we can create a fort with our suitcases. I've seen it.
Yeah.
And so you create a little house near your gate, but there are places within the airport that exist for passengers. They actually provide cots. So if you need to sleep at an airport, there are airport resources that provide sleeping facilities also, by the way, for stranded travelers. This is something that exists. Not all airports have them or allow them. Some airports are open 24 hours a day, some are closed, but many do offer cots, pretty decent cots to sleep in. You can try to get a nap at an airport hotel. A lot of them are now offering day rates and hourly rates, a 2-hour block window where you can also take a shower.
Oh,
and
wow.
then there's a lot of napping pods, like Minute Suites, where you can nap and shower. We know about them. But there's sleep boxes that are going to be opening very soon in the United States next year in 2019. 2 different brands of sleep boxes where they have them a lot in Europe, but now they're going to be having some of these in the United States where you can go in and take a nap. So coming soon. More places to nap and rest.
Do you know what the rules are? I mean, my biggest fear is, and my wife tells me I shouldn't take a nap at an airport because I'm a deep sleeper. And so my fear is always I'm going to miss my flight.
Yeah, they have actually alarms. That's a good point. But I guess it depends. I've actually never taken a nap at an airport, but if I had to, and I had one of those brutally long flights where I had to I've seen the rooms. I don't know, but from what I've seen, you can put an alarm, but it depends how deep of a sleeper. Because I personally slept through alarms. I would ignore it. So that's a good point. I guess it depends.
That's always been my fear.
It's a good
of
point.
Taking a nap because my wife will take a 10-15 minute nap, and I'm like, now I'll lie down with her, and an hour and a half later, I wake up. Because I tend not to just sleep for 10-15 minutes. I tend to soak it up as much as I can.
Another thing that is healthy to do on a layover that exists at many airports to access is airport swimming pools. A lot of the hotels have swimming pools, and many, if not, I would say the majority of them, provide day rates for you to go take a swim. Usually you can access their gym. You could also have a shower, spend a 2-hour, 3-hour window. Orlando Airport has a rooftop swimming pool.
Do they really?
Yes, the Orlando Airport has a rooftop swimming pool. Arlanda Airport in Sweden has a rooftop swimming pool. Shanghai in Asia also has a rooftop swimming pool. So there are many interesting rooftop swimming pools that exist inside of the airport that you can access rather than sitting down on an uncomfortable seat. You might as well, grab a tan on the roof. So that's something we publish. We're updating our list for this year as the year culminates, but more airports are opening up more facilities or providing access, day access to these pools. So airport swimming pools, something to check out if you like to swim.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, I know. So you have to bring your bathing suit with you. Oh, and a lot of these places do rent bathing suits and sell as well.
I was going to say that, they'll probably provide towels and suits and, I mean, but just to get in and hit a jacuzzi would be awesome if you're in between flights.
Yes, and there's also saunas, same thing, saunas and steam rooms happening at airports as well. With a little pre-planning, I mean, our publication, if you Google, if you type in what you're looking for, it should be there. And if it isn't, you guys can send me an email and I can hunt it down at whatever airport.
Yeah, because you have a search window on your website, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah. But so I want to make sure everyone. What's the best way for people to find you and the magazine and all the information you have out there?
Well, we are on different social media platforms. Our digital publication is provides more extensive coverage of our features. We publish 4 original features per week about airports, providing tips inside of airports, but also have a team of contributors, psychologists, cardiologists, fitness experts that, bring in their insight of their own traveling hacks that make them healthy on the road as well.
Yep.
And so those are on the website. You can read more in-depth information on our Twitter feed, on Facebook, and on Instagram. You can find, usually we post daily posts on the specific finds: food, dog, a shower, airport gardens, which is something interesting because airports want to make your experience better. They've created and exist lots of green spaces that are going to be built out, and a lot more for 2019. Little gardens, rooftop gardens, again, places that you just didn't know existed actually exist.
I know on your website you provide even specific tips of, on Vancouver or some of the other airports where you'll provide specific tips for that specific airport or an area, and that's awesome too because as far as a resource, like I fly, all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I have to go to Birmingham, Alabama. I'm like, I've never been to Birmingham, so it'd be nice to have a resource guide where you might
But
buy that.
Traveling there? Are you traveling there soon?
I'm supposed to first quarter next year.
Birmingham, Alabama. Okay, so I'm going to write one for you. You'll have a resource before. This is actually how I've come up with, writing these guides. And then, people contributing their experience at the airport. A lot of people travel, and I've just had, some people, hey, I'm traveling through this airport. This is what I found, and you can use it. And I'm like, oh, thank you. And it's just, some of these places are just so hard to find.
Oh, yeah.
But they do exist. They exist. I personally love fresh squeezed orange juice and avocado toast. So I wrote, and I'm building the ultimate guide of finding fresh squeezed orange juice and avocado toast hopefully at all airports. There's or fresh salad.
Yeah.
Like a real salad that they make in front of you that doesn't, these prepackaged things.
Yeah.
They don't have an expiry. The lettuce is brown, and you're just like, no, I can't eat this. So you might as well not. So.
Exactly. That's exactly how I feel, because I'm like, do I eat something that I can see being made that's not as healthy, or do I go for a prepackaged, maybe made a week ago?
But some of these so we are investigating the best, if there is such thing as the best prepackaged salads and their expiry, because there are some concessions inside of airports, and we write a lot about airport salads, that their shelf life is a day.
Right.
And those are the ones I'm interested in eating, not the ones that are there for a week.
Exactly. And, like I said, usually when I'm at the airport, I'm thinking about my flight. I'm thinking about, the meeting I'm about to. So all of a sudden, I just want to pick something up and eat. And you get a salad and you go, okay, I'm eating healthy. But then you're like, oh, that tomato's like mushy or.
Yeah. And something else to make healthy food more accessible is there are 4 different apps. I know this sounds crazy, but there are 4 different apps that exist in the United States that will deliver food to you inside of the airport, whatever you want, at your gate. Actually, At Your Gate is one of those companies. At Your Gate, Grab, I think. And
they can get into past security with it?
Yeah, they're in security. We wrote a feature on 4 delivery food apps you can use at airports. There isn't one major brand doing this right now, but between all 4 of them, they have you can get something. So if you can actually pre-order your food before, and once you get to your gate, they literally will have it there. This is a very convenient. This is very convenient. But there isn't one global app right now in the United States that will do that food delivery. But it's kind of like Uber Eats inside of airports.
Yeah, exactly. I was just going to use that same reference. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and basically, people just need to stay in touch with your content, and they should be set.
Yeah, and if anybody has any specific questions about specific airports, I welcome people to please send me an email, and I can respond to you, because we really do have a lot of information about airports around the world. I've been publishing Vane for 4 years. It's entering into its 4th year this December, and we pretty much know a lot about airports and where to find something specific.
Which is today, by the way.
Oh, it's December. Yes, I launched Vane. Vane initially started on social media only, and the publication, the digital magazine, was launched the 21st of December 2 years ago. But this is Vane's birthday month.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Oh, I love birthday months. Forget about birthday days.
Yeah, exactly. I know my daughter's birthday is in 2 weeks.
Oh, cool.
And go ahead.
Oh, and I just wanted to touch upon, if you are a fitness person, airport gyms are another thing you can access. And but more about fitness is our colleague Chris Castellano that you have a podcast on. So
sure.
He provides a lot of information. But there are airport gyms inside of airports. Las Vegas has a gym in their airport you can access for a day rate. BWI has Rome Fitness you can access. Toronto Pearson has a gym, pre-security, and there's many gyms around the world that are not hotel affiliated, but actual gyms. So if you are a gym rat and must have, your run on the treadmill, that you can probably find one inside of security as well.
Yeah, and that's another. I mean, I just with your do you call it a magazine or is it a digital magazine? I don't know.
Digital magazine. Yeah, people always ask me. They're like, "What is that a magazine?" But because it digital would be correct, because it's not in print. I don't have a print version of the magazine yet. Maybe, I'm not sure. But everything is digital these days. We're on our phones, so.
Oh yeah. I digital. Even my local paper, I just look online to see what the paper is going to say.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, your website. I mean, you talk about health, spa, lifestyle, in-flight wellness, travel tips, places to stay, places to play, what to eat. I mean, it's a really well-rounded information guide. So. Well,
I'm happy that we're able to provide a service to help make the airport and in-flight experience better, because it's definitely part of our travel journey. And sometimes we'll, succumb to the stress and to the anxiety of the environment, but we don't have to when we pre-plan or psychologically plan for the unexpected reality of the airport environment that can bring upon us unexpected stress. So we also talk a lot about that is, how, sometimes we can meet rude people, bump into us, those security people, we can get bumped off our flight. I've seen people get bumped off their flight and, they're really bummed out, and how to, we literally have provided some tips via, our advisory team and contributors, psychologists, as how do you not lose it when you are bumped off that flight? I've seen adults have meltdowns.
Oh yeah.
Rightfully so. They paid for their ticket and they've been bumped off. It's not fair, but we have to deal with the reality of that circumstance. I've missed a flight where the door was about to get closed, and I begged them, and can you please? They're like, we're really sorry, we can't open the door. I'm like, you're right here, and they're like, no. So and how about getting stuck on the runway for an hour or two?
Did that in Chicago. That was so not awesome.
right? And
middle of summer, and they turned the air off.
yes.
And I was like, hold on. Everyone was sweating buckets.
Yeah.
And it was just over an hour on the tarmac.
So besides providing information, descriptive locations, we provide mindfulness tips as well, different mindfulness tips to handle the variety of unexpected situations that can cause a lot of anxiety for us while we're traveling inside of airports. Like a pat down gone wrong is a very big reality that can happen to you. When does a pat down with these agents go too far or too deep? Like, what do you do? It's been a big issue for many travelers. It's never happened to me, but I know that it's happened to many people. What do you do? I don't know. These things can happen.
Yeah, and it seems like air travel's still growing, and so and the laws and rules are changing yearly. So yeah, I mean there's a lot of, and my biggest fear. My daughter's traveled overseas a lot compared to me, and I mean Russia, London, Paris. She went to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
Wow.
And she said she hasn't had any problems with the international flights. So I don't know.
Yeah. I just think, again, it depends who you are. Maybe there's a profile for us. Sometimes I've had like a time where every flight is amazing, maybe even years, and then you just have a series of bad flights, and you're like, why? What is the karma happening? We don't know. There's just things out of our control, which is a reality. So since the airport is a place that things happen out of our control, that can, shift our mood to a negative state of mind, we should take advantage of these places where we could get a little bit of peace of mind, like meditation, go to a swim, take a swim, go to a yoga. If we've been delayed for 3 hours, 4 hours, why not go have these experiences when you can access them for the day? Take a shower for half an hour. Take your mind off it until you get on to the next flight, which is in another 3 hours.
See, I could have used that in Denver. I had a 5-hour delay flying from Denver to Dallas, and I was so late going into Dallas that the rental car companies had shut down for the night. And just the stress, like you were saying, I'm sitting there going, okay, I already paid for my rental car. Now I don't have a rental car. I still have to go to work at 8:00 the next morning.
Yeah.
I'm landing at 1:30 in the morning in Dallas. I have to take an Uber. That's a lot of stress.
It's a lot of stress. So we don't need to be, feel upset in a uncomfortable chair or wander endlessly. In the airport. There are things we can do. There are positive distractions and healthy distractions and entertaining ways to pass the time at the airport. Besides, bad food and buying duty-free items we don't need.
Exactly. Well, I'll make sure that I put all your social media tags and websites in the post, so my listeners can follow up and really make sure that they follow you and get the information from you. So
awesome.
Truly appreciate the time we've had today and all the information you shared. It's exactly what my listeners needed.
Thank you so much, Peter. I really appreciate it, and I've enjoyed this show today.
Yeah, appreciate it, and hopefully I'll be talking to you soon.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Cristina.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.